Alright, so I just got done watching Harold and the Purple Crayon, and it's definitely one of the most mid movies of the year, if not the most mid. First and foremost, I know a lot of people don't like Zachary Levi for his political views and just the kind of movies he's been in, but I'm not here to talk about that. But I will say that Zachary Levi is definitely not phoning it in here. And I don't know what kind of passion he would have for a Harold and the Purple Crayon movie. Maybe he's like connected to it. Maybe he started watching it as a kid. I don't really know. But either way, he's really good here. And I was actually buying into this character, even though once again, he's a middle-aged man playing like a baby or a child. And the movie basically explains that he just grows up. And we follow Harold from that point. Also, Lil Rel and Zachary Levi had pretty good chemistry. And were pretty funny together. And a lot of the humor here is just basically how stupid and ignorant Harold and the moose guy is. And because of that, I thought the humor was mostly like 40% funny and 60% not funny. But when the movie was genuinely funny, I did crack up a few times and had some pretty loud laughs. Also, another pro for this movie is that it is pretty charming. And I know I say this a lot, but this movie definitely feels like one of those random movies that you would watch on TV as a kid and not realize that it was actually like a full movie. And it does have that like old school charm. Also, Tanya Reynolds is in this movie, and by the way, if you don't know, she was in Sex Education. And I have no idea why she would choose to be in a movie like this, but here she is. And she is definitely giving it 100% here as well. And she's definitely buying into being this porcupine character. Also, I thought the CGI wasn't bad. The movie only cost $40 million, even though it's gonna flop. I still thought that the CGI was better than a lot of movies today. And Zachary Levi just has chemistry with basically everyone in this movie. But one of the key parts that I liked about this movie was his chemistry with the younger child in this movie. And pretty much from the beginning when they meet, I definitely bought into their relationship and rapport. My criticisms for this movie, because I know a lot of people are gonna think that I like this movie a lot more than I actually do, is I really didn't like Lil Rel's like facial expressions. He kind of just does the same expression for like the entire movie, it feels like. And that is like an overreaction, but he definitely does do it a lot. Also, Zooey Deschanel is in this movie, and I cannot remember the last time that I saw her in like anything. And it kind of felt like she was just showing up just to get paid. But her performance wasn't bad or good, it just felt like she didn't want to be there. Also, Jermaine Clement is in this movie, and if you watch this movie, or if you don't even care, skip this part if you don't want to hear it, but he plays the villain for this movie, and you can pretty much detect that from the beginning. I don't know why I just did. I think it's just very predictable. But the movie also wants you to be like kind of surprised that he's the villain, but I really wasn't. Also, we get like this big third act battle, and I really don't care for it. I'm sure the little kids who see this movie are gonna care about the third act battle, but for me personally, I didn't really care. And I kind of wish the movie leaned into the drama after, Harold finds out about a certain character dying. And I wish they would have meandered in that a little bit more. So overall, Harold and the Purple Crayon is a perfectly okay movie. I think if it didn't come out between Deadpool and Wolverine, Twisters, Inside Out 2, and Despicable Me 4, it definitely would have done a lot better. But because it did come out during that time, it's gonna be a massive flop. But it's definitely just an okay movie.